Well, we're back for another Smackdown review. Kind of late doing it on a Tuesday. It was a long weekend, busy, things to do, but now we're back in action for this review. Haven't watched Raw. Usually I watch Raw Monday night after it's over, but have not watched it yet. But let's get into this Smackdown review real quick from February 16th, 2024. The show begins with The Rock arriving in his black Ford pickup truck. And then the show starts off with a match. Kevin Owens versus Dominic Mysterio. Elimination Chamber match qualifier. It was a good TV match. This is why I like doing matches like at the beginning of the show. Because like the crowd's hot, Like you have an awesome baby face against an awesome heel. So it's great. There's heat in the match, everything. This had a very good match, and then Kevin Owens ended up winning that. So R-Truth actually got involved, and like Dominic was like, "Grab me a chair." R-Truth was like, "But Damien told me I'm not a part of the Judgment Day anymore." And Dominic's like, "No, you are. Grab me a chair." So he grabs the chair, about to give it to him, and then he ends up flipping the chair out and sitting on it. And then Dominic turns around, gets hit with like a super kick and a pump up powerbomb, which is great. I much rather prefer Kevin Owens to have that finisher over the stunner, personal opinion. Or he probably realized after doing the stunner for a while, like, damn, my fucking pelvis is starting to hurt, baby. But pinned Dominic Mysterio with the pump up powerbomb. And then we have Kayla Braxton backstage with Drew McIntyre, saying now that Kevin just got added, what are your thoughts? I'm like, this is like a random fucking interview to have. He says he doesn't care. There's going to be top superstars. All of them can win, but he needs to win. He needs to win for Raw. He needs to win for SmackDown and for all of WWE. 4 years ago, his moment was robbed, and then he gets interrupted by LA Knight. LA Knight hits him with all of his catchphrases, and then Drew McIntyre says, "Oh yeah, that over-the-top personality you have, it's cute, but when the bell rings, that's when you're going to lose them. If you don't produce results, if you don't produce championships, they'll turn on you. That's why you look at my resume. It's stacked." Then LA Knight says, "Thanks for the advice, old-timer," which is ironic because LA Knight's fucking, since bring up resumes, ever since I've been here, you haven't been the champion of anything. Matter of fact, you talk about losing to people. Well, that's exactly what you've been doing for the past 2 years. And then he pulls out Drew McIntyre's a graveyard shirt and says, "Well, taking a look at this tombstone, looks like there's room for one more name on it, DM Hunk." And then they jaw jack and officials come and break it up. And LA Knight is like, "Hey, man, we're just talking, man. You want to talk? Yeah. I'm like, well, why are they breaking it up? They're just arguing." Officials are coming like, "Hey, man, guys, stop, man. Stop talking to each other." What the fuck? I'm like, okay, sure. And then we have earlier in the day shows Roman Reigns arriving to the arena in his black Escalade alongside Paul Heyman. And he gives Jimmy Uso a hug, which Jimmy is very caught off by. Or Jim. Sorry, it's Jim now. He's a big boy. He's not Jimmy. He's not little Jimmy. He's Jim. Says, "Let's go fix everything Jay messed up." And then Jim's like, "All right, okay." And then the fucking Solo's just there, fucking standing there like he always is. And like they walk towards their locker room. Then we have Zelina Vega coming out for her match with Tiffany Stratton, which obviously had to be changed because Shotzi got injured. It's supposed to be Shotzi and Stratton, but now it's Zelina and Stratton. And then that goes to commercial when Zelina comes out. Come back from commercial, shows Logan Paul with his entourage. And there's like some people wondering, who's this guy that interrupts in all of Logan's matches? That's his manager, Manager Jeff. So you guys know. I hear a lot of people like saying it like in the reviews, like this guy Logan has by the ring keeps interrupting. That's his manager, his in real life manager, the person who gets the deals done for him, Manager Jeff. Now you know. So Logan Paul arrives to the arena with his entourage, all of his people, whatever. And then we have Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne being interviewed backstage, asking for their thoughts. They just say they're going to beat the Judgment Day. And then Dominic comes up and says, oh, yeah, you're not. He's like holding his head. And then they're all fucking talking shit. And then Tyler Bate's like, how about you go get a member of the Judgment Day and you face us next week? How about R-Truth? And Dominic's like, he's not even a part of the Judgment Day. Walks off all mad, holding his head. You know, no, you can't do shit. He's not going to beat up fucking Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne right there. So then we have Tiffany Stratton and Zelina Vega. Not much to say about this match. It was a very average match. It was it's very hard when it's a very small person and then a very, like, green main roster person. Like, it was alright. It was not bad. It was not bad at all, but, you know, it didn't blow me out of the water. And, like, the funniest part about the match is, like, before commercial, like, Zelina Vega, like, hits Stratton out of the ring, and then she turns around, and outside in the front row, like, beside the announce table, behind the barricade, I may add, like, in seats is Legado del Fantasma, and she's all flustered, like, oh my god. And then they come back after the commercial break, and you know, since they're there, like, something's gonna happen over there with Stratton and Zelina. So then they're over there, and then I think, like, Stratton, like, pushes Zelina against the barricade right in front of where they were, and then Stratton goes back in the ring, and then Elektra Lopez, like, starts jaw-jacking Zelina, and this was the stupidest, fucking funniest thing ever. It, like, made no sense. She pulls Elektra over the barricade, and then throws her back over. Doesn't even hit her or anything. Just picks her, throws her over on this side of the barricade, then throws her back over. Like, okay, go back now. I'm like, oh yeah, you really showed her. You really showed her. Yeah, but then after whatever, and then like the LWO also came out after the commercial break since they saw, like, Legado there, just to make sure nothing was happening. And I think it was after that where Zelina walked back into the ring, Stratton hit her, spine buster, and hit the prettiest moonsault ever. And when she hit it, both her knees landed and crushed Zelina right in the stomach. I was like, oh my god, that must hurt. But crushed her, and they showed it again in slow motion. So beautiful. And like, the thing I love about the slow motion, I rewinded this like 12 times, by the way, when they're showing the slow motion replay of the prettiest moonsault ever, which I think actually is the prettiest moonsault ever. I was just looking at all the reactions of, like, certain people in, like, the crowd, like, how they're reacting, like, whoa. There's even, like, one woman that was like, oh my god, like, she really hit her, she really landed on her bad. And I'm also looking at Legado del Fantasma's reaction, looking at LWO's reaction, looking at the ref's reaction. It was so funny just seeing everyone's fucking different reactions. Like, God, I don't know how I forgot their name. Oh, Joaquin Wilde, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, it was Joaquin Wilde. I could see him. The second he turned around and saw Stratton in the air, his reaction was like, oh, fuck. He's like, oh, fuck, it's over. But, yeah, Tiffany Stratton won that. She left the ring right away. And, yeah, that was that segment. Then we have AJ backstage. Angry Styles, not AJ Styles, Angry Styles backstage. He's all angry, and, like, he's angry in a cubby. Like, you know how, like, how they have, like, in every locker room, every sports locker room, every, like, player has their section. He's, like, crouched, like, squeezed inside one of those little cubbies. Just angry for no reason, just there, like, no purpose, just mad like this. Just angry, just staring off into space for no reason. He just showed up to the arena just to look pissed backstage. And then the OC comes up to him, Luke Gallows and, like, me are like, hey, you haven't returned our calls. And I can see Carl's, like, just, like, pissed. So he's oh, what? Like, and then Carl ends up going, I forgot exactly what he said. I didn't fucking write it down because I thought I was going to remember, because I was going to do this review yesterday, but I forgot. But Carl says, why the fuck are we even trying? Like, the fucking whatever he said. Ticked AJ off. AJ gets up. AJ fucking pushes him. And then, shit. Oh my god. I completely blanked on this segment. Oh my gosh. I should take a note. I didn't take notes because I thought I was going to do it yesterday. I was like, I already fucking remember this. But, Yeah, but me, him, and them were like, you haven't returned our calls, and Carl's like, why are you guys even bothering? Like, he's like on his own path or fucking whatever. Whatever he said. AJ gets up, he's all angry, pushes him, Carl pushes him back, and then AJ like face pies him or mud pies him. What the fuck is it? Where you just like grab him in the face and like push it off. So then he does that, and then Carl like points his finger in his face. He's like, if that was anybody else but you. And then he just like, oh yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? AJ's so funny. AJ's hilarious. Like, and then like, and then whatever, and then he fucking walks off. He just walks off. Angry style strikes again. Paul L. Pep Talk? What the fuck did I write down? I don't know what that is. Apparently there's some sort of pep talk. Is that a Logan Paul pep talk? I think that was a Logan Paul interview. No. Oh, Paul Ellering pep talk. Okay, so after that AJ Styles segment, just like a small like 10-second thing of Paul Ellering hyping up AOP for their matchup next. AOP's like, yeah, we're fucking ready. Yeah. And then we have a damage control package. It's Io, Asuka, Kairi. It's Io talking in Japanese. I wrote down exactly what she said from the caption. She said, Bailey, you like to pretend like our success is all because of you, but you're wrong. Damage control may have started with your vision, but we made it what it was. We became champions because we are strong. Bailey, I'm not the same superstar you brought to SummerSlam a few years ago. Do you think you can choose to face me at WrestleMania and win? It's Io's era, and it will stay that way when I embarrass you on the grandest stage of them all. And Dakota, if you think you can turn on us with no consequences, then you're just as stupid as Bailey. You better sleep with one eye open because we're coming for you. No one is ready for damage control. And that was their damage control segment. As like they're talking, you know, they're like showing all like the fuck things. It was nice. It was cute. And then we have Big Body Javi, man. I was like, fuck, man. Big Body Javi's about to get squashed. Big Body Javi and Bo Morris from NXT in the ring going one-on-one with AOP. AOP comes out. They squash him. There's nothing to that. But Big Body Javi on Smackdown in his Smackdown debut gets squashed. I was like, man, not Big Body Javi. Then we have Logan Paul with Byron Saxton. He's saying a bunch of heel shit. How he's going to be a double champ after the chamber when he wins that. Nothing special there. And then we go to commercial, come back to a progressive match flow from the Cody Rhodes Rollins segment on Raw. And like, it's so odd. I like, the reason why I like these progressive match flows is because as they do them, they like show things, like they show other videos over the person talking that like help you understand like the story. So like as like Seth saying all that stuff about the Shield, they're showing Shield stuff, just everything. It was awesome. I actually really grown to like these progressive match flows now, because now they're like meant for like people who like aren't watching all the time, and like you literally watch that and you're like all caught up. You already know what's happening. So and then we have Logan Paul versus The Miz. They had 10 minutes, and me personally, I did not like this, but we got a taste of Logan Paul doing a TV match without much planning. Yeah, but the match was, I would even say, below mid. It was just, I don't know, just didn't do it for me. Some people said it was good. It was good, but it just looked sloppy. I could literally see like The Miz like talking to him multiple times, like fucking telling him what to do, like straight out of like the page of fucking John Cena almost, but like not near the level. Like I could straight up see John Cena calling spots out loud in the ring, like just completely breaking like the fourth wall, you know. But yeah, this Logan Miz match, and then like the way Miz got pinned was like average. Like almost fucking made him look like a normal guy. It was like very soft. Like fucking Logan punches him and then just like holds him and like sweeps him down and pins him. I was like, what the fuck? Even like the crowd was kind of like, huh? Like, I was like, okay. And then in another pretty fucking funny backstage segment, so that means Logan Paul's also qualified for the Elimination Chamber's Elimination Qualifier match, if you didn't know, but we all knew that. Then we have Nick Aldis backstage with Jade Cargill and Braun Breaker. They're like standing at a table in like a room. Both of them have like their contracts in front of them. He's like talking over stuff. And then over in the corner in the same room is Bianca Belair and Liv Morgan. And I forgot to say, during this Logan Paul Miz match, they had like a split screen, or like a screen up in like the top, a picture-in-picture, if you will, of like Nick Aldis, Braun Breaker, Jade Cargill, Bianca, and Liv Morgan up in the skybox watching this random match that has absolutely nothing to do with any of them. I'm not sure if it was Nick Aldis showing them, hey, this is stuff that happens on the main roster or whatever. But, okay, so they transfer from that skybox into a room. Like, Bianca and Liv are in the room. Like, they have no reason to be there. Like, there's a contract thing going on. They're in the corner of this room talking. Like, you could go talk in catering or anywhere. Like, why are you here? Go talk in the locker room. Like, just in a random room talking. I'm like, why are you guys there? So then Nick, Jade, whatever, all of them are in the room. And then, no idea why, but Tiffany Stratton comes in. And, like, she goes up to Bianca and Liv. She's like, I don't know much about the Elimination Chamber, but like, am I supposed to pin you first or pin you first? I don't know. She said something like that to Bianca and Liv. And then Bianca's like, well, I already won one, so I know you ain't talking to me. And then Jade Cargill comes up like, I know we ain't doing this in the middle of my big business meeting. And then Nick Aldis is like, okay, guys, get the fuck out of here. Like, Lloyd told Strand, now's not the time or the place. And then tells them it's not the time or the place. Tiffany Stratton leaves, and then Nick Aldis, Jade Cargill, and Braun Breaker also leave. I'm like, either kick them all in the room, or you guys shouldn't even been in the room in the first place. That was just fucking weird. And then, like, they go to leave. Braun Breaker picks up his contract. Jade Cargill fucking leaves her on the table, walks away with them. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, so like, Nick Aldis like, now's not the time or the place. How about you guys should have been in your office or something? Or these people shouldn't even have been in that room with you. Why were they even there in a random room? But then, yeah, fuck Tiffany talk shit. Toodles. Love that. And then we have Naomi with her brand new entrance music. And, you know, I was so used to the I'm amazing. I actually kind of like that one, but like this one, it goes hard. Like usually like the new music they've been doing lately has not been good, but this one goes hard, bro. Naomi's coming out. I'm feeling like the energy. I'm like, fuck yeah, you know, she's going hard, you know, like this music went hard. And then that goes into commercial. She's going to be facing Alba Fire after commercial break. And I think that was the final Elimination Chamber qualifying match for the women, I believe. And then they come back from commercial. They show a graphic for the Elimination Chamber press conference next Thursday, or this Thursday for us, because it's when the video is coming out. And then as Corey Graves is narrating, it shows Grayson Waller. So they show the graphic for the Chamber press conference on Thursday, and then they also show that Grayson Waller is going to be doing the Grayson Waller effect with Seth Rollins and Cody at the Elimination Chamber. And then after that, Corey Graves is narrating, and it shows Grayson Waller and Heyman talking outside Bloodline's locker room. You know, there's like servants or like whatever the fuck you want to call them going into like the room with champagne, food. Even earlier, like in the show, they showed him going with like fucking platters of food and shit, showing it superstars, you know, in that room. So Heyman's like giving Grayson Waller like some sort of instructions. I'm assuming it has to do with the Grayson Waller effect. And Grayson Waller's just there like, yeah, just fucking like trying to take in all this information like, yeah, fuck, sure. So then that happens. Then we have Naomi versus Alba Fire, and I must say, in the past, I was not a fan of Naomi matches, ever, had no interest in her character or anything. I mean, I fucking like her entrance always, but you know, there's just certain superstars. This goes for Logan Paul, this goes for Naomi, this goes for, you could even say Tiffany Stratton, even though she's not quite there yet, but she's still very good. But like certain superstars, like their athletic ability, like could bail them out of having a bad match. Like they're so athletic and they're so good at just like fixing shit if it goes wrong, or just like they're so athletic that they're just able to make things look good. And this is why they look for athletes. Like it makes so much sense when you see certain matches, and like just pure athleticism could bail you out of so many things. It's crazy. And I'm just watching Naomi, and like this match wasn't like bad or whatever. It wasn't terrible that her athleticism saved it, but like she's so fucking athletic and everything, and I could just tell like much improvement in the ring. I was impressed. Even like the way like she does her moves almost looks effortless, because like she's so athletic. So she's just able to fucking do shit, you know? And I even saw her back then, even back then when I didn't really enjoy her matches, I could see like her athleticism, because there's a lot of botches in her matches back then. I could actually say that. But like her athleticism like almost made them not as bad. And like in this match, like a lot of athleticism on display. Isla Dawn fucking interfered like 5 fucking times. Even got some fucking cheap shots in. And then Naomi fucking hit some shit, hit some complex submission, and fuck tapped her out. So that match happened. Naomi qualifies, the last qualifier for the Elimination Chamber. And then we have fuck Bailey walking backstage. Like, you're not even scheduled for the show. I mean, you should have just fucking been at home, whatever. But she's just fucking roaming around backstage. Dakota Kai comes up to her and says like, hey, like, did you like see like that package, you know? Like fuck, like they're gonna fuck come for me. Like, I fucking need your help. You're the only one I trust. Bailey's like, I ain't got time for this shit. Dakota's like, no. Bailey's like, bro, leave me alone, bro. Like, smart baby face, by the way. Smart baby face. And then Dakota's like, fuck. And then fuck Bailey walks off. Then Nick Aldis comes out onto the stage and announces that they have signed a free agent, one of the hottest free agents. And it's Braun Breaker, a member of the Smackdown roster now. He comes out on the stage, shakes Aldis' hand, signs the contract right in front of him, and they even have like some like small paparazzi people there like flashing photos. Almost made it look like a big deal. Then he raises Braun Breaker's hand, you know. There's like 2 guys with cameras snapping photos, and almost made it look like some big draft deal. And you know, like they even like announced Braun Breaker's name, and like it actually got a pop. Like people knew who he was, you know, and even panned to the audience. There's some people doing the roof, you know. And then after that, we have Bloodline walking backstage on their way to the ring. And then announced for next week's SmackDown, which is taped because they're all going to Australia. Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate versus JD McDonough and Dominic Mysterio. Street Profits versus the Final Testament. Braun Breaker's debut. And LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre, which I heard and assumed. Sorry, spoiler. Skip ahead 20 seconds if you don't want to get spoiled. But this match ends in a disqualification. I can only imagine they weren't going to beat LA Knight. They're not beating Drew right now. So those 4 are announced for next week's SmackDown, which is taped. But I'm going to enjoy that. And then the main event segment. I didn't write any notes for this. I'm not even going to lie. So a lot of people said it was awesome. My personal opinion on it, this did not do much for me. Like the way they hyped it up, you know, we even got like The Rock on Twitter saying, I'm about to change the game on Friday, tune in. I'm thinking some crazy shit's gonna happen. He just comes out as we expected, turns heel, like, you know, he's like, first off, I want to get like the good piece of information out of the way. We broke the all-time gate, not only in this city of Salt Lake, but in the state of Utah, he says. And then they chant. And then he flips it and goes like, this is also the largest gathering of inbred fucking whatever. I'm not sure if like the joke is people in fucking Utah, there's a lot of incest going on. A lot of incest jokes from him, I just have to say. Yeah, but he basically turned heel. He's just saying a bunch of shit. I'm pretty sure everyone watched this. Like, I don't. This did not. I was expecting something. I know they aren't gonna give us anything until the Elimination Chamber. Once Elimination Chamber is over, then they're gonna kick it into like the actual gear into Mania. So after Saturday, like I think even during the Grayson Waller effect, like they're actually probably gonna like maybe like announce like this fucking tag team match, but we'll see. But The Rock just came out. He literally just said a bunch of fucking heel shit. He's like, you had like the biggest Mania main event of all time, but you know we want Cody, we want Cody, we want Cody. You guys ruined it. You know, he's like saying all that shit. Like, you guys ruined the chance, and you're not gonna get it back. Don't chat along with me. And he insults them and insults them and insults them, and they still like him, bro. Like, this is where it's like, fuck, fans don't know how to play along, and fans are just stupid. But like, I know it's like The Rock, you know, he's like such a big star. You just kind of look past him insulting you because a lot of people just know whatever, it's for the character. But like, if you're actually playing along, he's like bringing up all these incest jokes and whatever, and you guys are still like chanting along with him. He's doing his catchphrase right after he just like fucking made fun of you, just made fun of you. And you guys are still he's doing Finally The Rock Comes Back right after he insults them. Everyone's fucking saying it along. I'm like, you guys look so stupid. He called you a bunch of fucking dumbasses, and you guys were like, yeah. Like, okay. But yeah, like he basically fucking turned heel, whatever. And like everyone was talking about like when they all raised like their ones at the end, he raised like an L. And people were also saying like when he said, and like he was also saying all this bunch of stuff about why the fuck does fucking Cody fucking want a rematch? I'm like, it's not a rematch, motherfucker. He earned it. He won the Rumble. He gets another shot. It's not like he lost and he's like, I want Roman again. You know, that's how The Rock was like making it sound like it doesn't work that way in sports. You know, if you lose the Super Bowl, like you don't ask for a rematch, like you have to pick yourself off, dust yourself off. I'm like, that's literally what Cody did. He lost the match, and then he said, I'm gonna get you one day. But then he had his side quests all year, and then he won the Royal Rumble, earned it again, and then he got what he earned. It's not like he just like, I want a rematch, and he got it back. He went through a year of struggle while Roman went his own way. They were on different rosters, different paths, so everything The Rock said made zero sense to me. Even for a heel character, like, I don't even think the way he was saying it was like meant to come off as like, oh my god, you're supposed to be wrong, you're a heel. It's like, I think he was actually saying that thinking it made sense, but it really didn't. But yeah, he's just saying all this heel stuff, incest jokes. A lot of people are saying when he said the line about people being spoiled, entitled bitches or whatever, that he was like staring over at Roman, because right after he said that, the way the camera switched to Roman like made it like it was almost production telling you, hey, he's actually talking about Roman, but they weren't actually telling you. Like, just the way the camera switched, like, I know some of the way to do shots in fuck WWE, and that was literally one of those shots where like they're trying to tell you like without actually telling you. But like, I was staring at The Rock's eyes because The Rock had on like fucking shades, whatever. His eyes weren't even like staring at Roman or whatever when he said that, but his body was like facing them, and that's why everyone was saying when he said that he was fucking looking at them, but his eyes were actually like up here. I'm like staring in his glasses on my HD TV. I'm like, he's not even looking at them, but he's talking about spoiled entitled little bitches, but he was looking like this. But the way he was pointing and the way his body was faced was like at Roman, and like it panned to Roman. The camera switches to Roman and shows Roman looking oblivious as fuck, which literally gave it away. Like, he was talking shit about fucking Roman and them without actually whatever. So it was all that stuff, and then like he just fucking finishes his promo, music plays, fucking one's up, whatever. I'm like, okay, like, and this crowd did not help with the story, but you know, whatever. And he's like making fun of them, they're cheering. I think there was even a Rocky chant like after he fucking insulted them for 2 minutes, and he was even confused. He was like, no, you don't get to chant along with me no more. But yeah, but that segment happened. I'm not even gonna review that. I didn't even feel like reviewing that. He was actually like repeating himself a lot too, but like, point is, everyone thought that this segment was great. For some reason, it just fucking did nothing for me. I was actually expecting a lot more. I wasn't expecting to announce like the tag match, but like I was expecting like something a bit more that makes us go like, oh, you know. But it was really just they made us wait the whole show, like hyped it up, like oh my god, fucking. So Roman Reigns comes out, does his fucking 5-minute entrance, barely says anything of note, you know, like doesn't say anything. Basically introduces The Rock, and that was it. And then like The Rock just goes on his fucking heel tangent, but it didn't really work because The Rock is like such a big superstar that whatever just doesn't work. But that was SmackDown. Fuck, like okay, yeah, you know, main event segment did nothing for me personally. If you liked it, that's fucking good for you, but it literally did nothing for me. But it was a nice SmackDown. I actually like enjoyed like the Drew McIntyre fucking LA Knight backstage. I'm enjoying watching their match, knowing it's going to end in disqualification. Can't wait to watch that next week. There's gonna be a lot of video packages. So next week's SmackDown is gonna be a quick review show, just because the pay-per-view is the next day. It's at like 3 a.m, so it's like SmackDown's like at night, and then like 5 hours later is literally the pay-per-view. But I'll be watching that pay-per-view in the morning. I'll probably review it actually. Not gonna take any notes, just like do thoughts off the top of my head. So, and yeah, and I saw that fuck Cody Rhodes match actually opened the show. I watched like the first like 10 minutes of the match, but that was it. But yeah, that's it. We will see you in 3 days, because I have a date on Friday. I forgot, man. You know, this SmackDown review might be coming out on Saturday after you already seen it, after you already seen the pay-per-view. But anyways, and also, in regards to that pay-per-view, I know Triple H has a fucking fetish, a big fetish, especially when it comes to like having like the 2 Royal Rumble matches. He only likes to do like 2 matches. He doesn't want it going so long. And even like the Royal Rumble, I thought there wasn't enough matches, and then it ended up going 4 hours. So I was like, okay, so that actually kind of worked. But this one, how long are the chamber matches gonna be? There's only 4 matches, I think. It's like 4 matches. Hold on, before we go, just let me search up the Elimination Chamber real quick. Elimination Chamber 2024. Let's search up the matches real quick. Yeah, there's only 4 matches. It's the 2 Elimination Chamber matches. Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax. And the Judgment Day versus Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. I think they need another match. Like, these Elimination Chamber matches, like, they're going to be an hour, are they? Like, I feel there needs to be something. I know they have the Grayson fucking Waller effect, if you add that in there. So, like, these chamber matches, like, with entrances will probably be, like, 40 minutes each. So it's like an hour and a half. Or it's like an hour and 20. And then, like, the tag match will probably get, like, fucking, with entrances, probably be, like, 20 minutes. So that's, like, an hour and 40. Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax will probably give them some time. So it'll be, like, just over, like, 2 hours. And then the Grayson Waller effect would be, like, a 2.5 hour pay-per-view. Like, they could add another match in this, I feel. Like, they need something. There needs to be, like, this is a stadium show, and I feel like it's a good card, but I feel like they're missing something. Like, they need a fucking world title match on this. I think Seth Rollins was supposed to be on this fucking show, but, like, obviously he got injured, but, like, yeah, I think that kind of fucking trolled everything, because he was supposed to be on the show in a match, I believe. Yeah, but fuck, I just feel like the fucking card is missing something, but anyways, we'll see. Actually, I'll do predictions if these are the only matches. I mean, should I even do predictions? Pretty self-explanatory. Like, the fucking Judgment Day is gonna win. Pete Dunne will probably turn on fuck Tyler Bate after the match, maybe. Becky Lynch will win. Rhea Ripley's going to win. Like, there's literally no way she doesn't. And Drew McIntyre is going to win. I feel like LA Knight's going to pin Logan Paul, and then Logan Paul is going to, like, screw him over. Or Logan Paul's going to screw over LA Knight and pin him. Like, either or that's happening to, like, set up their match for WrestleMania. So, yeah, it's honestly, this is a card where we already know the outcome, but, like, that's good sometimes, you know, like, to know where it's going, and you're just trying to see how they get there, you know. So with that being said, guys, that is this SmackDown review. We will see you in 4 days, 3 days, 4 days. When is this? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 4 days with the review. But yeah, until next time, this has been Burrito Eric. Toodles.